Well, I say every day it's a getting closer to taking a bath with my fucking toaster.
We're not qualified.
Who are you?
Explorers in the further regions of experience.
Did you not listen?
Then the hell with you.
Greetings, salutations, and welcome to the 182nd episode of Screaming Into the Void, the show where we talk about whatever the hell we feel like. My name is Samuel the Infamous, and joining me so far today, because everybody else seems to be elsewhere, Caucasian Sasquatch. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, folks. I'm trying to survive through this.
Yeah, he's hacking up along us. He's muted backstage and all that. But welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. We have some stuff we're going to go over today. We're going to have a little bit of fun. First things first, shout out to, Black Pegasus on YouTube. Justice for Alex Kintner. If you know, you know. He was doing a reaction. I'll just explain. He was doing a reaction to Jaws for the first time. I hadn't seen Jaws before. And when it gets to the scene where Alex Kintner gets, ate, he just flipped out in the way that you imagine people did in the theaters back in like 75, right? Which was about 5 years before I was born. So I didn't get that experience. I did see it in the theaters years later with one of my own kids when they were doing like one of those revival kind of deals. But I don't expect that was the same because most of us who were there had already seen the movie a dozen times or more. I've got like 5 copies of it myself. I love that fucking movie. But anyway, Justice for Alex. So welcome in, everybody. And sorry it took us a little bit to get on. I was actually on time tonight by a fair margin, I think, and got us all ready and shit. And then as we're waiting, and then we go live, right, and the intro's playing and all that, my hat starts fucking up a little bit because I wear a hat all the time. I'm one of the Beanie Bros. And it's because the other day I cut all my fucking hair off, so now it don't sit right on my head.
I always knew your head was wrong to start with.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here, I'm scrambling as the intro's playing. I was like, fuck, it's ending. I'm trying to get my headphones on right. So that was part of it.
You can't show this at all, dude.
Yeah.
Not at all. That's I don't know. I think my brain might have blocked that scene out from what I remember watching Jaws.
Oh, yeah. No. We can't.
That's gotta be the
show that scene.
No, it's
for context. It involves like a 10 or 12-year-old kid and an explosion of blood.
A little graphic.
Yeah. No. We're not going to show that.
I was just wondering. I was thinking, maybe I could use a little bit of it. It's like
Nope. So
that's not a copyright issue.
No, it's not. That's a violence TOS thing and a child safety TOS thing, and
there's a stack. You can make a sandwich out of it.
Yeah, it's like we can't show that scene on YouTube. I mean, I guess we could if we were doing reaction type stuff, but they tend to come down harder on
panels. We kind of are. Is when you bring something up like that, you are reacting to it, especially if either you've never seen it before or you have what you believe is a unique take on it. Now, if you come up and say exactly the same thing Nerdrotic said about it, that's kind of a gray territory.
I don't remember what he said about it. What did he say?
Nothing in particular that I remember, but Jaws was an excellent movie. Everyone can agree to that.
Oh, yeah. No,
I know people who don't like Jaws, but it's not because it's a bad movie. It's because either they don't like sharks or they don't like Richard Dreyfuss.
Sure. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Although, for my money, Richard Dreyfuss was fucking awesome in that movie. But it is what it is. It's my personal favorite movie. It has been my personal favorite movie since I was 3 years old. It has never been topped.
I have a hard time picking a favorite, bro.
Yeah. No, I
So
get that too. I get
it's
that, man.
different at different times. Like if I had, all right, so there's different circumstances. All-time favorite movie. I really like The Breakfast Club. I really, really like it. Is it my favorite movie? Meh. It was for a long time, but I've seen other movies since then, right? And it's still
Yeah.
a solid representation. Whereas my brother prefers St. Elmo's Fire. He's
Okay.
like, that's peak filmmaking. I'm like, dude, it's the same film. But anyway, it's the next day.
Kind of is. Oh man, no, it's I didn't figure for you for a John Hughes fan.
Oh, come on, man. John Hughes, actually, without John Hughes, there are literally 3 or 4 dozen movies that Hollywood produced that are all well worth watching that were loosely based off of John Hughes style plots.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean that's true. The dude had a massive influence. He
His
also
shooting and
created
editing style.
the Brat Pack, which was
Right.
not exclusive to his movies, but they were known for his movies.
Right. Molly Ringwald, Judd Nelson, Emilio Estevez,
Ali
Charlie
Sheedy,
Sheen, Ali
Charlie
Sheedy. The other guy, fucking Brian Johnson, but that's not his name.
Yeah. Oh fuck, I can't remember his name. Guy was a bad guy.
What was the movie? All right, so there's the movie. There's Breakfast Club where he plays a total fucking nerd dweeb, right? And then like the very next movie he plays, he's the jock, and he pulls both of them off.
Oh, right. The ginger.
Yeah. The dude in the library with them, the smart guy who writes the actual thing.
Can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name either. In the Breakfast Club, he played Brian Johnson, which the only reason I remember that is because my neighbor was named Brian Johnson when I was growing up, and I always thought it was hilarious.
Right. Aaron Laura, Rob Lowe was sort of Brat Pack adjacent, but I don't think he was actually like officially Brat Pack in the same way that Demi Moore was like adjacent, except people liked Rob Lowe better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Charlie Sheen, I guess Charlie Sheen was adjacent. Emilio Estevez was Brat Pack.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Right. But Charlie Sheen was like next to Emilio, so he was kind of grandfathered in the same way.
Yeah. But yeah, like Judd Nelson and fuck the redheaded kid, and why can't I remember his name? The kid did a bunch of fucking movies.
Bunch of shit. He did a bunch of Johnny.
He was in Weird Science, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Also John Hughes.
Yeah. Dude, John Hughes really got on a freaking roll there for a while. And I kind of pissy with my brother about choosing St. Elmo's Fire as being the best John Hughes film because that's such a basic bitch pumpkin spice latte.
Thank you,
type
Aaron. Anthony Michael Hall. Thank you.
Fucking, I thought I was going to have a fucking aneurysm. Thank you.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of moved past it because I was like, I'm never going to remember this in time. So I don't want to go.
I was in the process of Googling, trying to keep on a conversation while I'm solving this itch in my brain.
Yeah.
Seriously,
I mean,
when it comes down to it, John Hughes has more influence on the way millennials, or is it Gen X? Millennials, right? No, Gen Xers. The way Gen Xers deal with problems.
John
Hughes,
Brat Pack are Gen Xers, right? But they influenced, I think, more millennials than they did Gen X because Gen X was like coming into adulthood at that time.
Sure. And now, granted, the actors that were playing these characters were all 10 years older than the characters they were playing.
Sure. So some of them are boomers.
Right, exactly. That's kind of what I was getting at. It was like the interpretation doesn't hold when you look to the actual ages, but it doesn't matter. It's the implications of like the Outsiders, fucking. Because I mean, like the Outsiders, dude. You want to talk about a star-studded cast? Oh my Jesus, Monkey fucking Joseph! That thing is loaded with about $18 billion worth of faces today.
Sure,
it's a wild picture.
Oh, you know who else comes to mind? Like in that era, they weren't Brat Pack, but they were in that era. C. Thomas Howell and Patrick Swayze.
Right. Well, C. Thomas Howell, yes. Patrick Swayze was too old.
I mean, you know, I kind of lump him in a little bit because of Red Dawn, and he
All right,
is
no,
an
I was
outsider,
supposed to
isn't
say Red Dawn. I agree. Any other movie, I disagree.
he? Okay.
Red Dawn, Patrick Swayze, yes. The rest of them don't apply.
Fair enough. I mean, it wasn't that long after that he did Roadhouse, so it's fine.
Well, Roadhouse is neither here nor there. We're not discussing the art that is Roadhouse.
Right. But
How did you
this-
like the new Roadhouse? Did you check that out?
No, I didn't watch it.
You should. I know. Don't expect much. Right? Go in and don't expect much. Just watch the movie.
That's why I didn't watch
actually
it.
a pretty good film. And standing on its own, not associated, not compared to any of the bullshit or anything. It's the story of a roadhouse that needed a bouncer and a really dangerous motherfucker doing the bouncing. And it's not a terrible film. Now it's a bit cheeky monkey, but it's not too bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe one of these days, if I'm bored and I've got nothing else going on, I'll check it out. There's a bunch of things on that list, by the way, so maybe. You know what? I just realized though, before we get too much further, I need to say hello to the chat because I neglected you guys, and I apologize for that.
Wait, are there people watching us?
Yes, there are people watching us.
No.
Matter of fact.
No.
I honestly, that's one of the best things about this gig is I could just hang out with my pals and have bullshit conversations, and y'all seem to like it. So, all right, we got Old Blindy up first. Welcome in. We got Fletch right after that. Good to see you, brother. Aaron Laura, as always, pleasure to have you. We have, as I scroll down, there's a bunch of there's Scotty Waddles. Welcome in, brother.
Hey, brother, I was wondering if you were dead when you went in the first person in chat.
Right? That was a little weird.
I was going to call it up the ambulance. I don't know where to send it.
We got Charles Darwin with us. Welcome in, brother. We've got Here I Am. There you be. Welcome in. We got Butcher Blaviken. Good to see you. Welcome in. Lepeau de Fleur. Howdy, howdy, howdy. As always. We've got underscore. I'm going to go underscore. How's that sound?
Good job.
Welcome in. It's good.
Learn?
Yes. All right. And I think that's everybody so far. We are currently live on Twix, Rumble, and 2 different YouTube channels, Caucasian Sasquatches and my own, Sammy the Infamous. If you're in any of those places, drop a comment, as you have been so graciously, and I will do my best to acknowledge your presence and existence. I sometimes fail at that, so be prepared.
Probably going to ignore it. I start reading the chat, I get self-conscious, and I start thinking about the fact that I'm sitting here in front of people doing stuff, and it really freaks me the fuck out. So the best thing I can do is ignore that shit over there.
I don't have that problem. I'm just bad at it.
I'm so curious. I am so curious. It drives me nuts, and I can't get it out of my head sometimes when I'm streaming, especially if I'm streaming by myself. There's 30 people over here watching us or whatever. Why? Don't you have anything more important to do in your fucking life right now?
So Sasquatch is demonstrating the cardinal sin of YouTubing. Which is something you don't ever do.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. That's right. That's right. What was the other thing you said?
Keep your pants on.
No, helicopter counterclockwise.
Yeah. Hands where I can see them. You know, I mean, you gotta lay the ground rules out for this motherfucker, because if you don't, you will regret it.
If you don't, you won't know what to get mad at me about.
Yeah. Welcome in.
I did break the fourth wall. I shouldn't have done that. He's right.
Must be because of the additives of Waffle House food.
And paranoia is honestly derived by being a redneck in Georgia. No, I came by that honest.
Yeah. So welcome to the show where you get a behind the scenes look at some of the stuff that YouTubers do and probably shouldn't, be hanging out in public for all to see.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, there's that. I got paid to do a commercial. You want to help me do a commercial? I got paid to do a commercial.
We're gonna do a commercial. I don't know. Do I get paid too?
I think I got your Cash App somewhere. I can see you.
Oh no, you don't. I no longer have a Cash App. So
then no.
All right, fine. Okay.
Absolutely not, unless you're going to make it obscenely easy. It's only $20, man. I'd split it with you, but you don't got a Cash App. There's nothing I can do. But no, dude was looking at this. This guy made a knife handle using hot glue and a condom.
Okay.
Right, one of those Indian videos of check out my super tech or whatever. And everybody was like spouting off about what to call it. And somebody was like, I would pay $20 for somebody to do a fucking commercial. I was like, I'll do it. And bam, $20 showed up. I was like, well, shit. Okay, I'm going to do it. Try to sell the dick knife.
Real quick.
Penis pair.
No, Blendy, that's not what happened. It's the other way around. They insisted on using like people's like real names and addresses and making that available to the public, and it's not okay with that. So,
ladies and gentlemen, you are perfectly welcome to come by and come check and see exactly how I greet people who spontaneously pop up in my yard talking about some YouTube shit. Don't let me stop you. Yeah, condom knife. It's a condom knife handle, technically. He used the condom.
Because isn't a dick knife called a moil?
It's like a little. No, we're not discussing that. Right. It's like a little guillotine. Cigar
Snip the tip.
Nip the tip. It's all the rage. Women love it. I'll take two.
Yeah, we're terrible people.
Bouncing. So I tried to recruit my daughter. I want to do some like real life type, Joe Blow, except my daughter does cosplay. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, what kind of cosplay you got put together right now? Without even looking up, she's like, I don't really have anything ready to go. Okay. She's like, why? So I want you to sell a condom knife. She's like, okay. I love my daughter. She's great. She did a stand-up routine. I think I told you about it. Absolutely killed me. It was amazing. I cried. I was emotional and stuff. It was amazing.
Fair enough. So I'm curious as to how a knife is applied to condoms in any way that doesn't make the condom useless.
Condom's not involved.
Why is it a condom knife then?
Because you use the condom as a form. You use hot glue, filled up the condom. He heats the blade, slides it in, and peels the condom off, and it's a knife handle with a reservoir tip.
Okay, never mind. Right. Never mind. I get it now. I was sitting here thinking, I was like, why would you cut up condoms?
Yeah, no, I got the video. I've been kind of thinking on it, back burner in my brain, kind of thing. They said, however long, so I got a little while. But usually, I do my best work under pressure, and when I first think about it, if I think about it too much, I think my way out of it.
Fair enough. I don't know. I'm sitting here the whole time I'm picturing. I was like, why is there a special knife for condoms? Is that like a poop knife, but jizzy?
No, man. It's not a special knife. It's just a knife that the dude made a handle in the shape of a condom, and a Slim Jim at that, like a slim condom, not an overly large one. Right.
So, hey, by the way, folks, let me know if you start hearing some extraneous noise. One of my idiot neighbors is out vacuuming the fucking hallway, like he owns the place or some shit. And if that gets too loud, if that becomes like an issue, let me know. I'll go yell at him. That's all.
I will straight roast you for the whole time that he's doing it.
I can hear him right now.
Sure, I don't hear him.
He's getting closer. and closer to my apartment. I'm just like, you better not, motherfucker.
Off the fist dildo. You see, I need all of this stuff written down and like emailed to me because I've come up with let's see, the penis parer, right? Condom, what was it? Condom cutlery. The the shaft shank. What was the other one? Of course, there's the dick knife, which seems to be the most popular. Yeah. I don't know. I've got a few others that are orbiting that I haven't really, done exactly.
Self-defense dildo.
I don't know, man. It didn't look very self-defensible.
I mean, you remember that story about that guy who broke into a house in Australia, and the owner of the house basically spent several hours violating him, right? Like this would be a situation within which I think a knife like this might be most useful.
Choose which end.
Right?
Play a game.
Noisy.
I'm the hormone monster.
Noisy neighbors probably in chat. He better not be.
Oh, that's probably him, actually. You got the vacuum out, giggling, laughing his ass off. I'm gonna fuck up your show.
I'm on the show.
That's why I'm gonna roast the shit out of you now.
Okay, that's getting a little loud and annoying. Vamp for a second. I gotta deal with this.
So now I have absolute power, which means I can't really do anything at all except sit here and be debonair and handsome while staring longingly at the camera. What's up, girl? No, I'm no good at that. Apparently I'm quite charming off the cuff, but whenever I'm actually doing official type stuff, I'm very stilted. Like any type of introductions or anything like that. It's like the fact that it's an introduction breaks my brain and I don't know what to do next. Hey, Mom, I'm on the YouTubes. Go look at Samuel the Infamous's CTV number 182, right? 22 minutes in, you can hear my vacuum cleaner in the distance. Wait. Hold on. Does somebody have a responsibility around here? Whoever they are, they need to be dragged out in the street and shot immediately. Because that ain't having none of that stuff. I mean, I'm a YouTuber. That's why responsibility is the whole reason I do this, Jazz. Lack of it.
Okay, we back.
Why?
Because I'm talking to the guy. He was very nice about it. So just like...
Bro, what the fuck?
I'm a very tall, intimidating dude.
Sure. Somebody asked me earlier. I thought that very thing right there. Somebody asked me earlier about road rage, and I told them I was like, I don't really have a problem with road rage. They make it about as far enough to see how big and furry I am, and they generally change their whole fucking attitude the second they lay eyes on me.
Yeah, I've had that experience several times where I'm sitting down in a chair and somebody's like, "Hey, buddy," and taps you on the shoulder, and I stand up and turn around. And they're like, "Never mind."
Look around, try to find them, can't see them, have to look down. Shit, my bad, brother.
Sorry, I thought you were someone else.
Right? You damn sure did, didn't you? Yeah. One of my favorites.
Oh, he's lost it now.
All right. We were on our way to like South Georgia. I don't remember exactly why. I think it was some fucking mini golf trip or something. But anyway, we're on our way to South Georgia, and we stopped by this freaking convenience store. And I walk in, and right next to the door, they've got one of those like little kids Jeeps that you get into, and there is a 19, 20-year-old guy climbing out of it. It's still sitting there running it. Without batting an eye, I step over to climb into it because the quarter's still going. And he just stands there and stares at me. He's like, "For real?" I'm like, "Yeah, for real." He's like, "Huh." He walks over and hangs out for a second. He comes back over and looks at me. He goes, "Dude, get back out of there." I was like, "Okay." So I climbs out. And when I stood up, he had this look on his face like he just wanted to toss me. But when I stood up, he's like,
Yeah.
How about them dogs? I was like, oh.
Right. I mean, it's like the only perk. It's the only real perk of being tall because the rest of the time you got to fucking like reach the high shelves for short ass people.
Well,
you hit
the
your
other
head on a
thing
lot
is
of
we're the
things.
first ones to know it rains.
Yeah, that's the response. My favorite response to that, like, how's the weather up there? It's just to whip it out, start pissing on them, and be like, looks like rain.
Yeah. But
That will
I'm
get
not.
you sent to jail though, so don't do
I,
that.
I'm from the South. We can't do that. That would be discourteous. We don't do those things.
I'm from the North. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I noticed that type of stuff. There's certainly different things. Like, I'm one of those people who can tell you to fuck yourself and go to hell and have you packed and ready for the trip. It doesn't sound like I'm being mean to you, but at the same time, anyone who knows Southern speak realizes that, holy shit, Sasquatch does not like that guy.
So my mother is a Southerner. Her parents are Southerners, right? I was born in the South, but I was raised in the North, on the High Plains specifically. And the day that I found out that, oh, bless your heart, doesn't actually mean anything pleasant was like the greatest day of my. I mean, it can, but generally, it's a nice way of saying go fuck yourself right into hell.
It's more along the lines of, and no one gave a shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it can be.
Because the bless your heart drops right after the, oh, did you hear about little Sandy? What happened to little Sandy? Little Sandy got knocked up by the neighbor boy. She's having twins. Twins, yes, ma'am. And they have separate fathers. But bless her heart. Right? Like, there's nothing I can do about it. Ain't shit I can say about it. If I say anything, I'll be evil and bad. So instead of saying anything at all, I'm gonna say bless your heart. Right.
You guys take that whole if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all thing. Quit.
So we say something nice in a different way.
Yeah. In that context, it's not that nice.
Well, I mean, if Australia was real, Chuck, that would matter. But it's
only Southern.
You're a goddamn hologram. You're AI.
Australian, that's as Southern as you can get. I mean,
have you ever talked to Charles?
Not live, no.
When he gets in his cups a little bit, every other word is the word fucking. Heavy, deep Australian drawl.
To be fair, every Australian I've ever met is kind of like that.
Yeah, no, dude, this was like that on steroids. Like, it's wild. I have seen. You remember the scene in not Reservoir Dogs, Boondock Saints, where the funny man demonstrates the multifarious use of the word fuck.
Yeah,
it's like that. But more so.
Rocco, no. Oh man,
Charles is right. All Australians are honorary rednecks. Anybody willing to like go to fucking fisticuffs with a goddamn giant fucking prison rat, they're definitely in, bro. You don't necessarily have to dance with a bear. If you can catch chlamydia from a bear, then you're also in. I hate it when I get on a roll. This is why I can't do stand-up. I'll tickle myself and ruin the rest of the set.
Right? No, that's true. Though. I do hang out with a fair number of Australians online, though, and they do all tend to if they're drinking, it stops being a filler and becomes more the content.
It's like one of those Valley girls saying, "Do you hear me?" or "You know what I mean?" or filler.
Yep. Or as I say, it is what it is, or
I was once accused of beating up a kid who I didn't beat up. He actually jumped on me. But when we get into the office, the kid looks straight in the fucking principal's eye and goes, "Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. He just jumped up and started whooping on me. You know what I mean? You feel me, though? You know what I'm saying? You feel me?" And he didn't say anything other than that until the end of the whole thing, where the kid literally repeated, "You feel me, though? You hear what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? And you feel me, though?" For 10 solid minutes. And I was like, no. And I got suspended. I was bigger. He did get injured. I mean, I can kind of understand their perspective. You're not supposed to use deadly force, when somebody's just slaps you, I guess. But I just hit him across the forehead with a math book and was hoping. I told him I was trying to teach him osmosis, some hard, critical mathematical facts.
Yeah, by osmosis.
Don't touch a woman.
It's like I'm sure if you hit him with the textbook hard enough, he'd absorb like some algebra.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you, bro. He's not the only one I've hit with a math book. Ain't none of them been able to do better math after the fact. Couldn't talk right no more. There's one that to this day works down here at goddamn Piggly Wiggly. Calls me sir every time he sees me.
Fair enough. All right.
So I call him sir too, just because I kind of feel bad for knocking about 20 points off his IQ.
Sure. So we've gone a half an hour just kind of riffing here, which I love to do. We do have some stuff we can talk about backstage here. I can't remember exactly what is in what order, so I'm just going to bring up whatever you have.
Well, it's in the order that you put it up in.
Yeah, but I don't remember what each of those links is. So
it is the Hidden Valley Ranch bit from Dick.
Oh, right. Okay, this is amazing.
Do the thing.
So apparently, Hidden Valley Ranch wants to pay 2 duos of Americans to go backpacking across fucking Europe, putting ranch on everything.
You and me, bro, we can do this shit.
I'm telling you, I don't even like ranch. I fucking hate that.
I don't
shit.
even like backpacking.
I'm not done. I would still do this just to see the looks on Europeans' faces as their heads explode while I quote unquote fix their cuisine.
Not only that, I tell you what we'd do. We're gonna cut a deal with Louisiana hot sauce, son. Some of that, I put that shit on everything. We're gonna get a couple of other buddies to go with. We're gonna check some really hot caliente chicks to come with us, right? Tade. Just to pretend to be alone.
They're calling them ranch ambassadors. It's like, a couple of I thought it said 2 dudes at first, but it doesn't. It says 2 duos. That's 4 people getting paid, right, to go across multiple European countries with all expenses paid to create content. That's all it says. Create content.
Oh, baby, I'll create some content. I know about 14 words in 37 languages. So
look, I don't have anything against Italians, not really, but I hope one of those stops is Italy. I really do. Because those people are so touchy about their food. And one of them is not the UK because like those guys will eat fucking anything. So,
dude, there's something wrong with the fucking culture that takes over the entire world for the money involved in spices, but doesn't bring any of that shit home. The fuck is wrong with these people? I don't get it.
Spice now, but only because they got invaded by people who like spice. So.
That's fucked up. I hadn't thought about it that way.
I'm just saying that
you're not wrong.
They didn't have curry before there was an influx of people from curry-making countries. So. Right.
Now, they owned the curry-making country for like 500 years.
And didn't
never brought any back. No, well, I mean, in the curry's defense, it was good enough that it never made it to Britain.
I mean, so think about this for a second. The British Empire, right, went all around the world collecting all kinds of stuff. They looted tombs and they pillaged like national monuments and stuff, and they brought all that shit back to the motherland, right? But they didn't bring the food. Think about that.
Okay, so I got a little pushback on that. Bananas. The only reason we have bananas in the way that we have them, and by the way, there's a new banana plague. It's going to wipe out all the bananas you love. It's going to be different bananas next year or a couple of years from now. But anyway, the only reason we have bananas is because some British bastards found a banana in the Amazon or wherever the hell they come from. not 100% certain on that one. And was like, oh, those things are tasty as fuck. And they put it in a pot and brought that fucker back to England. And for like 100 years, them son of a bitches sat over there in a hothouse growing until some other bastard come along and was like, what the hell is that? Oh, that's our bananas. Banana. Yeah, yellow fruit's real tasty. Here, have one. Oh, that's delicious. How many can you make? Well, we only got the one tree. Monoculture was born. All of the bananas in the world were derived from that very single solitary. And I can't remember if it was the Cavendish or the Rosa. I always get these wrong.
You're talking about the big yellow ones, right? Not the little plantains that you get from like Central and South America. Because those are our bananas technically, but they're kind of like proto bananas.
Yeah, they're not. Well, see, that's the difference. Is those are selectively bred. They have things like seeds and all that crap in them. Mm-hmm. The bananas in question that actually took over the world and caused something referred to as the Banana Wars and the Banana Republics are, I think, we're all Cavendish.
It's like that time that Chiquita ended up overthrowing a whole nation.
Because of fucking bananas.
That happened. Chat, look it up. It is fucking hilarious. It was like 40 fucking years ago.
I mean, the fact that an actual country lost against a fruit corporation.
Right? And you know what's even funny is I don't have this pulled up because I don't, obviously, this was a few years ago, but so the Chiquita Corporation actually posted something commemorating their takeover of a foreign nation on Twitter not that long ago. It was like 2-3 years ago on Twitter.
That's hilarious, bro.
Yeah. And then it's just like there were people like, oh my God, why would you say this? Why would you blah, 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 freaking out as they do. Anytime a brand does something out of pocket, and they were just like, what are you going to do about it? They couldn't do anything.
Right? Yeah. We overthrew that nation. They don't exist anymore. They can't complain. That's how that works. Shut up. Conquered people should stay conquered.
So, anyway, I think we should drench Europe in ranch dressing.
I would love to help you, sir. And I volunteer as tribute.
Right. I don't think it's going to do much for like Germany or Austria or whatever, but like France, Italy, Spain, those guys all love their food, and they really take offense to saying, "Hey, can I get a little salt?"
Imagine what they're going to do when you pop some ranch out of your inside pocket and go to town.
We might get murdered.
Definitely got to catch an ass whooping. I'd like to see you and me, all these half-fed Europeans,
right?
Y'all ever eat corn?
They're gonna Amanda Knox us, dude.
Gross Michelle, Gross Michelle, that thing. I've only ever seen it written down. I've never heard anyone say the word.
Oh, it'd be Michelle, Gross Michelle,
yeah, whatever that is.
Right.
Yeah, they still do, but the thing about it is, they're not the real deal, right? They've been selectively gizmoed. I don't know how to explain this. Almost all of your Gross Michelle comes from a monoculture sample that's kept in literally a hermetically sealed fucking vault, because anything going in there could bring whatever the banana plague was. But my point of all this was there's a new banana plague, and your bananas are doomed.
Sure,
there's nothing we can do about it.
Just anything like the whole bee thing.
No, well, the bee
bees
thing
are going to kill all the other bees, and then they're going to kill all of us.
So here's the difference with the bee thing. Bees have a genetic profile that vary, right? And so some hives respond differently to different stresses and whatnot, yada, 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 right? So there is some built-in diversity in the bee structure.
Sure.
Bananas are monoculturally derived from the same plant. It's like the grafts that you have of an apple tree. You put the graft on so that it grows a particular type of apple. The stalk grows plums or what the fuck ever. It doesn't really matter. You know, it's the genetic material of the tissue growing itself. And so whenever you reproduce banana trees, you're cloning the original banana tree. There is no genetic diversity. If this one is susceptible to it, every single one of them derived from that source is.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know. I think we're gonna see a lot of shit go extinct here soon. But you know my stance on that, man. For every one species that bites it, 3 more are discovered. You know, life will go on. Just maybe not the way we're used to seeing it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't ask the world to stay the same for me. I don't expect it to, and I think anyone who does is delusional to think that we have control over anything as fucking complex as the weather. And we might be around in that department, but control is something that we don't have, not really.
No, dude. I mean,
Influence.
Anybody who's into space porn like I am, right? And I'm not talking about just men. I'm talking about like, photographs from the JWST and that sort of thing. Like some of the stuff sent back by the Mars rover and, the Voyager probes and all that sort of thing. Anybody who's into that kind of thing understands that we are in control of exactly nothing.
Well, just getting people to realize the mathematics involved in some of those images is almost impossible for them to really grasp what it is you're talking about. That you're looking at something that took place so long ago because it's so far away and it takes that long for the visual image to get here, right? They neither understand the distance nor the time involved.
Right.
And they just stare at you with that lost look, like they got dropped off on the wrong corner and they're scared to walk home.
Right. I don't even have control of my sleeping patterns. Yeah, same here. Same here, dude. Same here.
I do for the most part. I don't take control of it, but the weirdest thing is I can decide to wake up at 4 a.m. with no alarm, and I will wake up at 4 a.m. Probably 5 till, to be honest. But I might wake up at 3, 4, 3:15, 3:45, But
I have to set alarms for like 3 hours straight. And I might hear some of them. And that's assuming I got to sleep at all. It's real. It's more annoying than not waking up with your alarms, right? Is still being awake when they go off.
I've been there, bro. I used to do that shit too. It's more snow than Aspen.
Right? It's
looking for Fudge Ripple.
It's not fun. It's not fun, but that's a whole other problem that I got. But yeah, I wanna bring ranch dressing to the masses of Europe because I mean they ain't gonna be around much longer anyway. They're all about to get subsumed under a wave of Islamic retribution, so it's fine. And who knows? Maybe the Islamists really like ranch dressing too. We'll see. Probably not though. Something about it. It's probably haram. So,
well, verboten. This is European, bro. I guess they do kind of haram now, don't they?
Yeah. So I don't know.
I'd rather harem.
You know what? Actually, that brings up something that I was curious about your opinion about. This has nothing to do with any of the topics that I posted, but so Ilhan Omar, right, got caught running a fake winery that doesn't produce wine, that doesn't sell anything, that just takes in money, and the money just disappears, right? This is a thing that happened. My question is,
allegedly.
My question is, why in the hell was she running a winery in the first place? Because as far as I know, right, if drinking alcohol is haram, then selling it is too.
Yeah, I think you're misunderstanding the difference between being born a Muslim and being a congresswoman.
I'm just saying, it's like she not only is she breaking fraud laws, but she's also breaking religious laws.
She's going to hell, sir.
Yeah.
She's going straight to hell. They might throw her off the building when she gets home.
Right. So no, it's something that struck me the other day because I'm sitting here and I'm just like, no, as I understand it, yeah, even having anything to do with that sort of thing is not okay, in the Quran. They're not supposed, there can be alcohol present, but they're not allowed to touch it or have anything to do with it. And in order to make wine, you have to touch it.
Old Blondie gets it. Says so. It's a bake like in South Park. And it's gone.
Kind of, yeah.
It was there, I swear. Oh, did you hear about the guy? God, I lost all of this. I don't have any of it handy. All right, so we've discussed that it's legal to make moonshine in some states to certain amounts under the right circumstances, yada yada yada. Right,
For personal consumption mostly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a certain amount per person, per adult in the house, and yada. Right. So there's a case coming up, and I can't remember the fucking shit, but it's coming up, and apparently it's been upscaled or whatever to the Supreme Court. I think it's only in the state Supreme Court right now, but if the state rules on this, here's what happened. Guy bought a gun. He bought it from somebody out of like Louisiana, Alabama, or something like that. And the paperwork was messed up. And so the ATF showed up with a warrant to see the gun and verify, whatever needed to be verified. When it was all said and done, he ended up paying a fine of like $450 because of fixing some paperwork. Right?
Mm-hmm.
While they were there, they noticed that he had a moonshining system and what appeared to be several thousand gallons of moonshine in individual jars arranged in a building. And they left there and got a warrant and came back and took all his moonshine. And he's been going through the court system for like 7 years now, trying to basically clear his name because it's legal to make moonshine and there's no limit on how much moonshine you can have on site as long as you make it in legal amounts. And what they had raided was his family's personal moonshine library. 150 years of family corn squeezins, recipes, and everything with samples. Now you can't buy that type of education. You know what I'm saying? Like, Popcorn Sutton's dead. You can't do it no more. And this was one of the sources for old school moonshine, and that involved things like apple pie mixes, blueberry Shazams, all kinds of stuff. 150 years of history down the drain because somebody got uppity about the distinction between possession and making. But there's no law, to my knowledge, on the amount of moonshine you can have on hand, provided you made it in legal amounts. Certain amount a year, a month per person, that kind of thing. Sure. So all of the entire operation after that gun got settled was completely outside the scope of anything to do with them because they were neither buying nor selling any of the moonshine. It was all personal use. And if this case goes the way I think it's going to go, it might just open the ability for homemade distilleries to function all over the U.S. on a local level, just like craft brewers, craft distillers.
Okay. I could see that being, I mean, that's a win for personal freedom, but I could also see that being like not great for small communities.
Do you know why making alcohol was initially made illegal? In fact, there's no framework in the Constitution to render alcohol illegal, so they can't do it. But what they can do is render the buying and selling of alcohol illegal. That's a commerce clause.
Oh, sure.
Right? That falls under the federal government quite squarely. And so that's really what you're falling afoul of when you make moonshine is tax law and commerce law.
No, they'll always come up with like some goofy workaround. Like for instance, ballet songs, right? Butterfly knives, as they're commonly known in the United States, even though that's not actually what a butterfly knife is. It's a whole other thing. But butterfly knives are much fucking bigger and they're fixed blade. But anyway, so you can in Wyoming, it is legal to own one. It is legal to purchase one. It is legal to have one in your home. It is legal to, like do all that stuff, all the usual stuff. What it's not legal to do is transport them. So you can go to a gun show and you can buy one, but you can't take it home. You can have them at home, but you can't carry them out with you.
Yeah. That's kind of the Spice Legal Highs K2 stuff like that.
I think so.
In Georgia, those things are illegal to traffic, but they're not. They are illegal to traffic, but not illegal to buy or sell.
Yeah.
So like, whatever, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's always some goofy fucking workaround, particularly when it comes to agencies like the ATF. I mean, those fucking assholes.
Well, I mean, ever since Chevron deference got overturned, a whole lot of federal power has been turned off at the tap.
Yeah, which is good.
Awesome. Good thing.
You know,
the problem is that federal power has been reorganized and focused in a different direction, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I like reminding them once in a while because they'll put out some information, like some post or some celebratory thing every once in a while on their Twix too. I like to fuck with the government stuff on Twix. It's funny to me. And others. Like, for instance, some of y'all in chat might not know this. I haven't crowed about it in a while, but I am thoroughly blocked on social media by PETA. Because I harassed them for like 3 fucking years because it was fucking funny. For instance, hey, welcome in.
What up, bud?
So the other thing, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, a couple years ago, right? It was like the 25th anniversary or whatever of the Waco disaster, right?
Sure. It's not my birthday, bud. You missed that by about a month and 9 days or so.
Oh, hey,
I think it's been Abe's birthday since it's been mine.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, Abe's was like last week or the week before. I don't know. It all runs together. I don't sleep.
Yeah,
Today's
I know, right?
my granddaughter's birthday.
Yeah, it was Dermy's this week. I know that. He made a big deal out of it. Anyway, point being, the ATF put out a thing about like, oh yeah, we did this. It's been 25 years since the brave men and women of the ATF took down this horrifying, compound and all that stuff. I was like, you mean it's been 25 years since you guys murdered 83 people, like most of whom were children, in a fire?
And women.
Unnecessarily, by the way. They were not breaking any fucking law. They might have been up to some shady, immoral shit, sure, but none of it was illegal.
It's a bit of a weird Humber brag, isn't it?
No, the issue is they couldn't prove illegality.
Mm-hmm.
If they could prove it, they would have had a warrant and they would have been in that motherfucker like Flynn. But they had multiple teams watching him, choppers in the fucking air the whole time. Mm-hmm. They knew exactly what was going on in that place. He used to, Koresh used to do a jog from his mailbox down to the neighbor's mailbox
every day at the same time.
FBI were the ones watching from the or the ATF were the ones watching from the neighbor house.
I think they had an FBI liaison with them before they got like too involved. But yeah, there was one FBI guy there at the time. But yeah, if they wanted to snatch him up for like illegal doings or whatever, they could have done that at any time without putting anybody else in danger. They had months.
Right. Yes.
What was the lead up to this conversation?
Dick knives.
Dick knives. I got to do a commercial.
Dick knives, of course.
Condom handled knife. Yes. Condom shaped handled knife. Give me $20.
Logical evolution.
I'm hooked for it, and I'm coming up with different clever descriptions of it, such as the penis parer.
Right. I don't know what to say, Abe. You missed like an hour. There's been a lot of shit talked about.
Wait until we get to the Jaws segment again.
Oh, well, your time's changed again, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Last Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some bullshit.
I agree. I think that daylight savings time should be abolished worldwide. Unfortunately, the powers that be disagree with me on that.
Here's my question. How does my fucking ability to wake up at a certain time know about time change?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
you
my
just said
question.
that you can decide you
I
want to
do
wake
it.
up at 4 and
I
it
can
was
decide
no
I want
alarm.
to wake up before. If I forget about the fucking time change, right? My alarm still doesn't. It gets adjusted with my phone, right?
Sure.
I still wake
Yeah.
up 5 minutes before my alarm goes off. How when you
Circadian
add
rhythm.
us? I don't get it, dude. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I blame my dad. I was very traumatized out of sleep as a child. Dude, I'm an extremely light sleeper. You can cut a weak fart on the other side of the house, and I'll show up to sniff it and tell you what you ate for breakfast.
Right? So I don't know. I don't know. But the whole time change thing is fucking weird. There are a handful of places in the U.S. that don't recognize it, and frankly, they're very smart in that regard, in my opinion. Not so much in others, because one of those
Yeah.
places is Arizona, and they've got all kinds of other fucking problems. But it's
Doesn't all of China have the same
Ooh.
time zone?
Ooh, I talked about this on a show like a year ago, dude. The next Twitter thing you've got set up.
Mhm.
I actually looked into a little bit of this, but this was back before it was like a big deal. Nobody really cared.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe you're just spatially aware. Maybe you can just feel the phone getting ready to fuck your whole night up.
Hmm.
You know, with the alarm.
You can feel its intent.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this motherfucker's about to do some
I'll tell you
silly
another
shit.
one. Here's another one, and this is something my wife pointed out to me, not me. If I go and I'm like, say I'm cooking and I'm going to bake chicken, say, and it's going to be an hour and 45 minutes. I'll go put it in, set the timer, sit down, and about a minute and a half before that chicken's done, I'll get up and walk in there, take it out, and bing.
Yeah.
And it's not anything that I do consciously. It's
I do
just
that as well.
I'm not sitting there counting down the minutes. And my wife spent our entire relationship thinking
Internal
I was
chronometers.
literally watching the
For the
fucking
win.
clock.
Yeah, I mean that's probably it. You just probably have a good internal clock. I don't even remember what day it is unless somebody tells me.
Well, no, days are a whole
There
nother
are days
ball.
of the week?
Apparently.
Sometimes I hear
7 of them, I think.
Dude,
I don't know, man.
gross. What an
I've been
arbitrary
thinking
number.
about bringing in a new day called Glorb Day.
We could do that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know about Glorb though. I'm not married to Glorb.
married to it, but there's something to start with, right?
Right?
Cool.
Not as bad as the new color Bleen.
Bleen?
Bleen.
It's one of those colors Tom
Blue and green?
No, not at all.
Oh, it's worse.
It's
I
new.
don't better, worse. How can you say about a color?
Wait, is this a real thing?
Married with children. Fucking Kelly invented a new color that also grew people's hair and became a billionaire. And then it turned out that it burned people's scalp too.
You know,
And so
fun fact, Nicolas Cage in a recent movie encountered something very similar on an alpaca farm.
What?
You guys didn't see his version of The Color Out of Space?
No.
actually, yes,
The same concept.
I got you.
The dude does that many,
yeah.
that many movies?
Yeah, there's like 5 different versions of The Color Out of Space and
What's
things
up,
that were
John? Welcome
inspired
in,
by The
bud.
Color Out of Space and all that. But the most recent Nick Cage version, well, spoilers, it's magenta.
Yeah, it's just red. It's a little more red
Christ.
than blue.
But it's like evil magenta.
But yeah, well, that's
Evil
Nicolas
magenta.
Cage is what makes it evil.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it starts uncontrollably mutating everything around it, and including the wildlife and the plant life and the people.
Evil magenta.
One of the reasons that I
You need to
look
see this
forward
movie, dude.
Yeah,
to
I
AI
do.
is so that I can now watch what's the fucking fiery skulled fucker's name?
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. Thank you. I can watch Ghost Rider and all of Nicolas Cage's films. You can just AI fiery skull over his face and let it roll.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, Yeah, you could do that. You could do that.
Well, I don't see any reason why not. It makes an excellent continuation of a comic theme that's killer.
Exactly.
I think the best place to do that is probably Willy's Wonderland because he doesn't say a fucking word in that movie anyway.
You're not wrong. Or you could just, completely jump the shark and do John Wick. Because, I mean, if you replace the guns with chains, flaming chains.
Dude, just that scene where he's getting tortured in the first John Wick, right? He's tied to the chair and they're like, "Oh, so are you back?" And just put Ghost Rider's head on. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back."
Oh, shit, dude.
Kind of awesome.
Or the bit where the cop comes to his front door and he's like, "So, John,
Yeah.
you working
working
again?" He's
again?
like, "No, I'm just working some things out."
Okay. You have a good night, Mr. Wick. Gets the fuck out of there. Yeah, I'm calling in tonight. I'm just going home. No, I'm going home, and she gets on his fucking plane to Hawaii. We're going on vacation, honey.
Right.
One-way trip. We'll figure out how to get home later.
Did Face Off like making out with Gina Gershon?
I was thinking about that earlier. But I was thinking about the yeah.
When he's dressed up as the priest. He's like, "Whoa!"
Woo!
That could be
Do you know
fun.
what?
That could be fun.
That could actually really work.
Oh
on
yes,
so many of his movies.
so many levels.
Right?
Just Johnny Blaze going undercover
Right? Not even
until he flames on. Yeah.
Flames on. Well, it is because no, I don't know about that. Ghost Rider, but he is Johnny Blaze, right? Isn't that his fucking name in the?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, that Ghost Rider, the first Ghost Rider, is Johnny Blaze. Although later they were like, "Oh, there have been Ghost Riders forever," just like they did with Spawn. Basically, Spawn ripped that whole thing off of Ghost Rider. But but when you think Spawn, right, you think Al Simmons because he was the first one that we knew. So in terms of comic history, anyway, the Ghost Rider, the first Ghost Rider we knew was Johnny Blaze.
Yeah.
Later on, they add in some other shit, but whatever, it's fine.
Sure. I mean, I don't dislike Ghost Rider. I prefer Spawn though. The
Yeah.
fact that Spawn, a literal spawn of hell, gets a choice.
Oh, hold up, John DeNicola, you take that shit back right now. Oh no, it wasn't. It was fucking awful. It had a great soundtrack.
Look, if you can say that Velocipaster
Wait a
is an
second.
enjoyable movie,
Okay,
I say the
Here's-
same of Spawn.
Hold on. Hold on.
I'm not saying it's not enjoyable. I'm saying it's not good objectively.
The Spawn film holds nothing next to the animated series thing that they did.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not comparable. Malbolgia is a fucking joke, and it's no fucking Spawn
Okay,
is nightmare inducing.
Yeah. I got to link you to something. So I was watching Michael J. White on Joe Rogan, right? And he was talking about this, and I made a short out of it a while back, and I'm going to bring up that short because it's mine and I can. I gotta find the fucking thing here real quick, but I agree with what Jay White said about it, or with what Michael J. White said about it, 100%, 100%. And he was in the goddamn thing.
I'd still be fine with him coming back as Spawn in a reboot.
Oh yeah. No, he would be fine. Ah, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, grab that. I'm gonna pop the link in the private chat here. All right, there it is. It's at the bottom. Now, he's 100% right about this.
When
he's talking about doing another Spawn, I'm like, you haven't done a first one.
Holy shit, he's right. I mean, he's right. He's right. They haven't done a first one because if you actually read the fucking comic books, that movie is not Spawn. It's not.
Not at all. No, it's the Punisher. It's the Punisher with chains and a bad attitude.
It's but watered down for PG-13, and also with Chapel like turned into a girl.
Yeah. There's a lot of problems there. the animated series thing that happened, that what was it, mini series or whatever.
Oh
That was
yeah,
probably
it was the
one of-
HBO. They had 3 seasons. They were supposed
Yes.
to have 6, but they got canceled, which is unfortunate because it is
It's
kind of
stupid.
cliffhanger. But it's up until that point, it's excellent.
Yes, and that's one of the rare things. Now it gets a little bit what I call choppy towards the end of season 3, middle of season 3. There's so much shit going on that it's almost impossible to keep track of what you're supposed to be watching. It's easy to lose the
To
ball.
be
the
fair, the
narrative
comics
and
kind of
everything.
get that way around
Yeah, you're not
issue
wrong.
50. You know, it gets kind of whacked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's
You
just
know,
who is
that
that
chapel-
cunt? Hold on, who is that cunt? You got to go back and open a couple other comic books.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that cunt right there. That's the motherfucker we're talking about, right?
That version of Chapel grew up to become Chapel Roan. Pink Pony Club.
That's like the 3rd time somebody's mentioned that name in the last fucking week online. I don't know who the fuck this Chapel Roan person is. Is it a person or is it a horse or what is it?
Yes.
That answers
It
nothing.
doesn't help. That is less than helpful.
No,
I don't know who this
she's a
person is.
singer.
Is she? Okay.
Pink Pony Club is probably her most famous hit.
I don't have any idea what that is.
It's because it's gay as shit.
It's also probably because I don't listen to the radio.
Also, it's painfully catchy.
Stop it right now.
No.
I want none of
No.
that, Abe's.
No,
None of it.
no,
Not.
no. Listen to it.
Not going to happen.
Join the collective.
You kiss the wall.
Kiss the wall.
Eat the boobs.
Kiss my grits.
It's just my grits. Help, boys. I guess I've gotten most of my voice back.
Right. So, all right. So
Yeah, I'm
this,
almost there myself.
this next dealio.
Senator Cynthia Loomis.
So this is my senator, folks. For those of you who don't know,
All right, you want to tell them what this is? Or you want me to just spurg out on it for a second?
I think you should just spurg out. I think that'd be
All
fun.
right, so listen, here's what they do, right? They've got this group of peoples all over different places, mostly in the north, but different places. I imagine it's all blue cities, called Freedom Trainers. And they coach far left activists to go gaslight their way onto juries, and then vote not guilty, specifically to sabotage DOJ prosecutions. That's treason.
Yes. Also, wholly un-American in every other sense, because any true red-blooded American knows that when that jury summons comes, you do everything you can to get the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Speaking
This
of which,
betrays the very concept of justice.
I think my wife had jury duty yesterday, and we forgot. Hold on,
Right.
I'll
So-
be back.
Nobody in America thinks of like it's a duty. It's not something we want to do. It's something we
It's
have
a
to do.
duty.
So nobody goes out of their way to get themselves on juries that they weren't like what the fuck, right? Everything about this is super messed up. Everybody like
I believe
I
the
will-
word retarded was the one you were fishing for.
yeah, retarded is a good one for that. I have never myself been on a jury duty, been on a jury before.
Duty.
I have been summoned several times, and the reason that I haven't gone is because they always manage to send me the goddamn letter 3 weeks after I've moved out of state. And I'm like, I'm not in that district anymore. I can't serve on
Yeah.
that jury legally. I'm a resident over here now.
Make sure you
Tell
tell
them to
them
go
you're an
fish.
influencer.
Oh no, I never mentioned that shit. No.
Oh, tell them they'll boot you right immediately.
Except I don't know that I am an influencer. I think influencers are, bad
Hey.
people.
Hey, for one.
Yeah, they make money doing this shit, first of all. Secondly,
Mercifully, I'm
well, I
exempt
mean-
from it anyway.
like Johnny Somali, would you consider Johnny Somali still an influencer, considering he's about to do hard time with hard labor?
Until
He's
his
about to
ass
be
is
influenced
behind
in
bars.
prison.
Yes, sir.
Because I mean, didn't the sentence come down to like something like 30 fucking years breaking rocks?
Yeah.
Like actually breaking rocks. They're not kidding about that shit. They're
Oh, yeah.
going to put
Yeah.
his ass to work for no pay. He is a black man who is being enslaved.
Oh no!
It's not America.
Terrible.
It isn't America. This is why you don't go to other countries and fuck around without knowing their laws and customs.
See, that's
Yeah.
that's the thing is a lot of Americans have gotten really fucking comfortable in their little ivory towers over here, and they're thinking about how oppressed they are all the time because they got nothing but first world problems. Oh, they're out of fucking spice.
Right.
I don't know
Yeah.
what I'm going to do without my lavender face mask.
I don't know. I think
Yeah.
lavender was still last year. We're on to boysenberry now.
Yeah, it might be something interesting to the DOJ to investigate. Just saying.
You know. Yeah, I mean it's like we tend to. I'm all for American exceptionalism. What I'm not for is acting like a jackass in a country where America is not the de facto ruler, right?
Yeah.
Although in South Korea, the line's a little blurry there, but
And Japan. I mean,
Oh, you mean occupied Korea? The state of South Korea.
like I said, the line's a little
both
blurry.
of you could be right at the same time.
So, but my point is like you don't go to another country and act like an idiot. You just don't. You don't do that. Not if you want to fucking come home again. And it's that fucking simple. Like y'all saw that. You remember a couple years ago that that fucking Karen from the US who was wandering around like Central fucking Africa or whatever, and she comes upon this hovel and she decides to like stick her nose where it doesn't belong and starts yelling at the guys there and so the big dude who lives there walks right up to her. He's like, "Fuck are you on about, lady? Just go. Just get out of here." And she's like, "No, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna doing the American Karen thing." And he just fucking slaps her. And she's like, "You can't do that." And he's like, "I'm an American citizen." He's like, "This ain't America, lady. And if you keep it up, I'll do a lot worse."
Yeah.
Shit went viral a couple years ago.
You'll be over here cleaning my fucking hovel.
Kid, if you don't get
You'll
machete.
be cleaning something.
Yeah.
And if you keep it up for too long, you become bushmeat.
Right. And we're
Bush
talking about a part of Africa where the law is whichever warlord is currently holding on to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Depends
You
on
know,
what time of the day it is.
What would you think about an American takeover of Haiti?
Why would we do that?
Well,
I get
it's
Cuba.
there.
I get Cuba in a strategic sense, right?
Oh, come on. They got like 9 deepwater harbors. That's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, but I mean, I kind of get Cuba, but Haiti, really?
It's cheap. I mean, you could be picking up like the side
Cheap
lot.
because life sucks there.
Yeah,
It'd be
yeah.
better for the people.
Sure, it'll be better for them. And once you get a little bit of Americanization going on in that whole ecology over yonder, I mean, fucking condos as far as I can see, bro. There's nothing there.
I'm with Charles Darwin here.
What do you say? I'm sorry.
That's barbecue. What do you
That's
think?
barbecue. I got something for barbecue, bro. I'm pretty sure me, a handful of hard beer swilling rednecks from the Redneck Air Force, and a handful of these Creole Navy fellas,
Look,
them Cajun boys.
look.
I think you could take it.
I think if you sent it wouldn't be that hard to conquer Haiti. It really wouldn't. Like you could
It
send the
wouldn't.
Cajun Navy and they'd be done in an afternoon, right?
And
that is 90%
because
because the Cajun Navy gets shit done.
well, you're not wrong. It's just that what they'll do is show up and throw a barbecue and say, "Congratulations, you're all Americans now. We'll be holding an election," and then they take over because
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
And by
we
the
ain't
way,
even
we're
go there to eat
barbecuing
cats.
pig, not long pig.
Yeah. Well,
It's like that shit's over.
some of them Cajun boys make you wonder a little bit, though.
Yep, you're free to have pets now.
But
Yay.
you don't have any to have, so good luck.
Well, you know, that's one of the things that I always laughed about. That was people are talking about how like, oh well, eating dogs and cats in Haiti is like a delicacy. No, it's because they were fucking starving.
That is true.
Yeah.
And as far as why would we take it is, and I firmly stand by this, it is a broken system that is doing nothing but ruining any chance of its own success. It is literally some of the best property on earth It is currently occupied by what comes down to raving war bands, and could probably be knocked out by 24 Navy SEALs and one regiment of the fucking Marines. We could put in a fucking, what do you call it, a satrap where they rule themselves, but we have a very strong hand in their legality.
Yeah, I don't know. How long has it been since the Haitian Revolution, since they kicked the French out?
Well, shit. That's what.
It's been a good few years.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I think they've clearly demonstrated they don't know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to governance.
That's why you use the CIA to handpick their leaders so that they actually look like they know what they're doing, and get the benefit of maybe becoming American citizens in a distant future. But until then,
and that worked out really well in Iran.
Under the stipulation that they stop eating people.
Well, okay. Admittedly,
to be fair, that isn't all of them.
It's food in there, but America, if nothing, is resourceful about getting food to people. That's one thing we're real good at. If we decide to.
I mean, if I remember right, Haiti does have some very fertile farmland, given that it's a fucking tropical island. That's, it's not always the best place to raise crops, but as those places go, it does have some very fertile farmland, but they live in chaos. Whereas the Dominican Republic has kind of like gone scorched earth on all of their farmland, and it's not great anymore. But they are socially stable.
Yeah. It is a bit of night and day over there. And honest God, the Dominican Republic is a large reason why I would want an American takeover of Haiti. And the reason being, man, eventually that business in Haiti is going to spill over that border. And while they've been dealing with it pretty well, that it's been horrifically aggressive to deal with, right? A little bit of food, a little bit of direction, handful of fucking guns in the right hands, and the next thing you know, you've got a 51st state. Like, that shit happens quick. And we are old school carpetbaggers, man. We can do this thing. It's not even that big a deal.
Right. So, I don't know. It's possible. I guess I just don't know that
I've just provided a link there as to, how they might be recommended to consume their food once they've got some.
Is this going to be something that we can show?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's fine.
Are you sure?
Hey, if you like RFK, you'll love this.
I'm looking at it first.
I'm kind of torn on RFK. I'm not sure about it.
If you hate RFK, you'll love this.
I don't hate him either. That's what I said. I'm torn. I'm like kind of.
If you're in the middle about RFK, you'll love this.
Riding that fence a little bit. Is this going to be one of those? Okay. All right, Sasquatch. I'm bringing it up.
I think we're good.
Oh, I've seen this 100 fucking times, dude. This is This isn't even news. Yeah.
Stick it up your ass. Stick it up your ass.
Especially because I used to do heroin with the Heinz family. This is not a fucking joke. I got steamed broccoli right here. Put that inside your asshole. Did you see that air fryer? That's a demon. That's a robot from the CIA. It's gotta be healthy. It's 2025. Nuclear war is coming. Listen to me. Get in your asshole. Put the broccoli in your fucking asshole. Do you want to know why it's red? It's blood money from the Heinz family.
This is for my girlfriend. I'm trying to make her food.
Your girlfriend's a murderer.
Okay.
I
wanted to
inhale the gas and get in the nutrients.
Not.
I fucked a bear.
That might. The Raging Tomato. Hi. Welcome in.
Hello. How are you doing?
What the hell? Yeah, what the hell indeed.
Yeah, no,
obviously you don't watch Sasquatch's content on Saturdays because he's always doing this shit with me.
Actually, I'm blaming Abe for this one.
Yep. This is all me.
I
love that just throwaway line though. I fucked a bear in Central Park once.
My question is, where the fuck did he find a bear in Central Park?
Well, exactly.
He was a furry, clearly.
I mean, unless it's the other kind of bear, the San Francisco kind.
Right. That's
I'm sure there's plenty.
I don't know how plushy it is, but
Are you saying RFK is an otter? Is that where we're going with this? I don't know. I don't want to finish this video, man. I've seen this 100 times.
I
I've
haven't
seen it
had
100
enough
times.
time listening to
I'll gladly
RFK
watch
in
it
the
100
first
more.
Yeah. So, we going on to the next one. Yeah. Okay. So apparently if you can order an Uber in certain parts of the country, you actually do get a little discount if you go with a woman driver.
It's a
That can't be real,
17%.
surely.
I didn't think it was either. Apparently in select locations, this is absolutely a thing.
So
Jesus.
so let me get this straight.
They give you a little money back because you're risking your life.
Ah! That's not it. The thing is they're all patriarchy. That entire woman-run place pays women less.
I hadn't even thought about that angle.
Come on, man.
The fucking irony.
That's why I asked. Was it 17%? Is it 17% less?
That damn glass ceiling.
God damn classy. Asian drivers are for free as long as you're going left.
And for the sake of 41 cents.
Right, exactly.
Someone check and see if it's 81 cents on the dollar.
That's exactly what I was talking about. They did this to themselves. They're going to complain later and say that everybody's patriarchy. You know this is a setup. You're going to get sued if you get true. I guarantee you. You get into that fucking first car, and the first thing you see is a fucking nose ring.
Well, it's kind of so my first thought when I saw this wasn't the risk your life thing, although that was funny, and it certainly wasn't the patriarchy angle. I was thinking that they were actually giving you a discount for supporting women, right? Because to my mind, the people who run Uber are on that side.
To do the math,
I assume the intention was female drivers for female passengers. It's just poorly
That's a
worded.
whole nother twisted concept. I'm just going to ride Uber all night until I find a good one. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
I mean, I can just say I'm a female passenger. You know, like if you can do that in prison, you can do that for an Uber.
Fuck right, man. Like, why not? Get half the prison fucking pregnant.
Maybe not half. That's a lot of work.
You should try. All I'm really after, dude.
Right,
I don't want much in life. Just an all-girls soccer team of mixed race children.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
They all got to be mixed, though. So I don't want no white bitches.
I mean, far and wide, he said, so you see.
Oh, no. I don't know. I just thought this was funny that if you order an Uber, like I said, in select locations, for those who are just coming in, there's apparently a discount if you select a woman driver.
I
didn't even know you could select what sex your driver was, by the way, on these things. I thought they just sent whoever was available and picked it up.
I don't think you can. I think they choose their sex. Or gender, at least, right?
I wonder if you choose a non-binary, it's free.
A non-binary woman.
They're fucking worthless.
Because they don't exist.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, pick a side.
Here's the thing. This was pointed out to me by one of those fucking Skeletor memes. I'll get you next time, He-Man. A while back.
Yeah.
But the mere fact that you are either non-binary or binary means that you are binary.
Right?
It's either or. There's no middle ground.
Why is it gender reassignment surgery can only go from one to another?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be a florpenblook.
A Floppenpuck? Of
Yeah, I don't know.
course.
You
I
wanna be
just, I just
Dutch?
made some shit up there, but
I
you
hear
know,
they're
they
going
did
into
too,
their
so I
wet
figured.
this time of year.
That is definitely a Dutch word of some sort.
It might be. It might be.
Yeah,
I probably
just
said
said something
something
about
horrifying
fish.
in Dutch.
A
A
flurben
fish, dude. I
blurben.
swear to God, everything Dutch is a fish.
Some kind of delicacy that nobody likes to talk about.
Yeah, it's one of those that you set outside for a day before you bring it in to cook it.
Yeah.
Oh, rotten fish.
Raging Tomato
That's
says you have to
fantastic.
admit there are genders to be able to identify as a different one. That's yeah, you do. Although I would go so far as to say that there are no genders. There is only sex, and gender is made up bullshit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this was something else that came up here recently. Is that they're talking about legislation now? I don't know how serious this is. I think it's probably just being passed around the halls of Congress at the moment. But they are talking about minting a new quarter with Charlie Kirk's face on it, or maybe not a quarter. I don't know. Is this some kind of pocket change? Not that matters anymore, because nobody can fucking use pocket change anywhere. It's all
Yeah.
like you need 15 quarters to fucking get a candy bar from a vending machine now. So
It takes 8 to get air.
right. So who the hell is using these things as it is? And there were a bunch of people flipping out about it. It's not a president, not a president. Okay, well, how do you explain Benjamin Franklin on a $100 bill? Okay, founding father. Well, he's not a founding father. I was like, all
Not
right,
really,
well,
sort of.
Sacagawea wasn't a founding father. She got a dollar coin.
That's true.
And if I
Fair enough.
remember right, I think also that Harriet Tubman and Rosa Parks both had commemorative coins at some point.
Commemorative.
So they're
yes.
presumably limited
Which
editions.
is what this
right?
would be. This would be commemorative.
Sure, but I think this is going to be a quarter. I bet they're going to go to 50-cent piece. We just dropped the penny. 50-cent piece is the next. You do 50-cent pieces instead of quarters.
Sure. I could see that. I don't know if it's gonna be on the head side or the tail side. If they're gonna replace Thomas Jefferson, I think that's probably an issue. But if they put it on the tail side, they've been putting weird shit on quarters for the last 25 years, man.
I just thought of something horrid. And I can't say it. I'll say it after the show.
I hadn't thought about it like that. It's like, yeah, we're gonna put your face under the sofa, Charlie. It's gonna fall right out my fucking pocket.
Shit, I had a pocket full of Kirks. Lost them all down the sofa.
Will use you as a shim to level windows forever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure shit not going to be using it to buy anything.
Right.
No.
The 99-cent piece.
I mean, even single dollar bills are practically fucking useless now.
I mean, I keep cash, but I don't generally use cash. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I'll keep like $100 in my wallet just in case anything else goes wrong.
That's not a bad idea, man. I keep cash as well. In fact, I prefer to use
$50
cash where I
moves a
can.
fucking mountain in the right circumstances.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Also gets you a pretty good discounted handy at the truck stop.
I'm just saying, mountains.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're overestimating your
Your
girth there a little bit.
Old Mountains McGee, the lot lizard for me.
Hey, there's a reason why in The Man in the High Castle, the mountain states were the last remnants of the United States. They were the last free parts of the world.
Yeah, well, part of that is because people who go into those mountains tend to fall down crevasses and are never seen again.
Well, no,
Yeah.
assholes who go in those mountains fall down crevasses and are never seen again. The people go in there and live a natural life.
I would not call the Appalachians normal.
No, I'm just saying, as long as you're not a goddamn cretin of
Like,
some sort,
like,
or a government operator.
If you really think about it, right? A lot of those Appalachians are directly descended from Scottish rebels, right? During the
Fucking
Revolutionary War.
Melungeons, dude.
They still think they're fighting England to this day.
Bro, I got some family
Yeah.
back there. I'm dead serious. All right, so one of my my grandfather had a brother. And he had a whole slew of goddamn kids. And one of his kids went out west and bought like an old Detroit bus, packed up all his youngins and like 2 generations of grandbabies, drove up into the fucking hollers of North Georgia and has never been seen again. Up until about 97, 98, when one of his grandchildren comes wandering out of the mountains looking around for some proper schooling. Had to get him all his fucking vaccines, all of the stuff, put him in the school. The motherfucker was a genius. He comes out of those damn mountains, plows through most of he was like 17, 18 at this point. But he goes through most of high school, does the GED, gets an actual fucking diploma, takes him about 18 months or so, year and a half. Signs up for college, does double coursework for 2 years, gets some sort of veterinary something or other, and hauls ass back to North Georgia, never to be seen again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when you talk about the census and how many bullets there are behind those blades of grass, you might want to add a couple.
Oh,
There's a lot of
it's
missing
more than a
people in
couple.
this world that ain't
There's
gone.
more than a couple. More than a couple. It's not even like, like the swamps right down south, the Appalachians.
Louisiana has islands that are seasonal.
Right.
People live there.
Or the even the forests in the Pacific Northwest, right? There are
Fucking
people in those
Santee in
forests
South Carolina is
that are
something
not
like
on that
180 square
census.
miles.
Yeah. So hell, the Rocky Mountains, just the stretch that goes through, the contiguous 48. There are people in those hills, and they ain't coming out unless they fucking want to.
No.
Yeah.
Not unless they want to. That's right. That's exactly what it's going to take.
And by hills, I mean, the longest contiguous mountain range in the fucking
Something to
world.
keep in mind.
It's like an inland sentinel island.
Kind of, except with less snakes and more mountain lions.
There were places.
they have
Just as much
snakes.
nudity.
Yeah.
There were places
no,
in Virginia that during the Civil War blasted their valleys closed. Just did not participate. They just took some dynamite up in the hills and blasted the road out, and nobody could get in or out, and they operated by themselves until like the mid-50s or some shit, when they built a road through there and was like, hey, there's people over there. What the fuck? Well, build a road that way. Hey, that's a road.
Indeed.
What's that thing building it?
There are entire hollers in West Virginia that are completely sealed off from everything around them. Like they're basically their own little ecosystem. Like those volcanic calderas in South America and the Amazon that are totally unique to everything else around them. They do that, but with like human settlements in West Virginia. And the only way in sometimes is by helicopter because they closed all the fucking roads like 130 years ago.
Like some of those old tunnels. There's this one place, I don't think it's in West Virginia. I think it's in Kentucky. The only way there is an old rail tunnel because the railroad doesn't use that tunnel anymore, and they don't dig coal up in that particular valley anymore. Mm-hmm. So there's a place where you come to a cul-de-sac, and there's like a little country store, and then a set of literal freaking gravel through a tunnel. You come out the other side, there's another little cul-de-sac where you turn around, another little corner store type thing. Welcome to wherever the hell you might be at that point. But it's like going to a different country, dude. It's odd. I spent a summer up in that vicinity, and on a random freaking Tuesday, they were like, hey, you want to see the most backwards place on earth? And we went up into this place, and my family's from Kentucky up there, so it's thick. I get to one of those country stores, and I walk in, and I'm standing there. I'm like 15, 16. I'm just big enough to kind of see what I'm going to turn into when I grow up. And this woman in a bonnet looks at me and asks me, it tells me my name. Is your name such and such? Well, yes, ma'am, it is. It damn well ought to be, because you look just like him. And turned and wandered off, and I looked over at my pops, and my pops looked at me. He's like, that's your great Aunt Betsy. And I was like, I need to get out of here. There's not a chick anywhere in these valleys I can have sex with safely. We got to go. I don't want to be here.
Related to everyone.
Dude, Lepo was saying 16. Her mother had 16 siblings between both of her parents, right? Had almost 200 cousins. My father had 6 sisters, and his father had 6 sisters. His father had 17 siblings across like 5 wives, something like that. And I'm related to you. If you've got that many siblings, I'm related to you.
You're all related to Genghis Khan.
All related to me.
You know, everybody got a little Khan in them, whether they wanted it or not.
What up, Shentai? Welcome in, bud.
So, yeah, no,
I'm Khan free. Khan.
Well, I mean, most of the planet is all at least in part stemmed from his DNA on account of how much
not that
DNA
much
spread around.
It's really not that much.
It's plenty. It's enough to have changed the course of
I
fucking
think it's
history.
something like 100 million people can directly trace their ancestry to him.
And everybody
It has emanated most
To be
phenotypes.
fair, the world population was much smaller at the time when he was doing his thing.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? But he also
He did
killed
his
enough
part.
people to change the fucking environment.
He did several parts, dude.
He replaced everyone that he killed.
Yeah,
At least
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
he
Sort of like
tried.
when
at
you
least.
when you cut a tree down, you're supposed to plant a new one, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it is a fun thing to think about too, though, because if the Christians are right, and if Adam and Eve really were the be all end all of the beginning of human civilization, I mean, number one, Adam was basically fucking himself because she was made from his rib, ergo had the same exact DNA, and
That's masturbation.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah,
It's
yeah,
fine, dude. Shut up.
it's like fucking your clone. Is that masturbation or is it incest?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yes, to all of the above.
You're not wrong. And I'm not
Right?
saying you are. It probably is wrong, but I'm not trying to judge.
You know, but what that means
Yeah.
though is if that was in fact the beginning, and all human life is stemmed from that initial pair,
I see the problem.
then we're all fucking related.
You're bad in bed. You don't want to have sex with yourself. I'm great in bed. I'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'd much rather be bad in bed with other people
Me too.
because
But
then the
I'm gonna
disappointment
break
isn't
bed.
mine. You understand?
Imagine disappointing yourself.
Oh my God. I'm disappointed myself. I'm so, oh my God, dude. Like, that's
Now,
an existential
To be
problem.
fair, I have shamed myself many times. Disappointed, not so
No.
much.
That's different. Shame is a useful commodity.
I have looked at myself in the mirror
Shame.
afterwards and been like, "What the
Shame.
fuck are you thinking?"
Shame.
I've done that. I'm not even joking with a bar of fucking soap in a mirror. Shame. 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 Like, what are you doing? Well, I'm evil, so shame. And then I'd go back to doing my evil shit.
Oh, so no, I don't know. I think, but yeah, there's going back to what you were saying about there every gun behind every blade of grass. There are probably a lot more than that. That's just if you go by the U.S.
That's a
Census.
good euphemism, but there's more than guns.
I
There's
mean,
things like cannons and
Punji
rifles
stakes,
and bombs and-
machetes.
Yeah.
And a mountain of incest.
There is a book called The Gray's Anatomy of Traps. Ladies and gentlemen, it is guerrilla warfare 101 from the dawn of time to modern day. Everything that's ever
I think
tripped.
tying that into what Abe just said, y'all remember the X-Files episode Home? Right? The one about the inbred families who were basically going out
Yeah.
and fucking murdering people,
Yeah.
and their entire property is like laced with extremely deadly fucking traps. Mountain of incest, whatever. They're still going to kill you. There's plenty of them, and they know how to do it.
Yeah, they've been doing it for
Bro.
years.
The hills have eyes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of more along the lines of Descent. Some of the Bone Tomahawk. Bone Tomahawk. Dude, look, Homeboy, the guy that took that busload of folks up there, Homeboy was not all right in the grits when he left, right? I suspect there was some kind of a cultish type mentality going on. I was extreme. I was not even born when this happened. Right, that was like a generation ago that he just left. He's like, well, sold everything, got my wife and my kids. We're going up to North Georgia. Drive our bus up there. They grown.
Yep, yep.
The Hogbins.
I just remembered the worst
What's up,
part of
Benjamin?
that whole episode of the X-Files, though, is where they keep trying to knock up their quadriplegic deformed mother, and she keeps doing the stillbirth thing.
Dude,
Yeah.
That shit was dark.
that's dark. Bone Tomahawk has a scene where it's gotten down to like one or two guys left alive. Everybody's fucked up. The like home chick is trying to escape, and she runs through this room with a bunch of women who have had their eyes and tongues cut out and both arms and legs amputated at the joint. They're all pregnant. It's like a 2-second scene in that movie, and it's the only thing that explains why they're still extant. What doesn't explain it, what they are, right? They're referred to as troglodytes or something like that, but they appear to be Wendigos or something. I'm not sure. They don't talk. They whistle.
Well, there's something. I think troglodyte probably applies more to the ones in the Descent because they were, I guess, de-evolved, or rather more
Evolved in a different direction.
Yeah,
Well,
like
that term actually
evolved.
comes from the Latin definition of a common chimpanzee and troglodytes.
Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, I think the term troglodyte's probably been around since before they started giving Latin names to animals, but I think they applied it to chimpanzees because it fits.
Yeah, they were like, look at these stupid motherfuckers. What
Right?
a bunch of troglodytes.
I think the implication was that these are Neanderthals / Heidelbergensis / pick your pre-human ancestor type, right?
Right.
And if you pause the movie at that moment and see the chick with no
Shout out
hands,
to my
and no
Denisovans
feet,
out there.
she looks just like one of those Stone Age Venuses, right? With the fat belly and the big titties and
Yeah, the fertility goddesses.
right.
I think you can usually find those at the noisy side of a town, right?
If you got enough money.
Yeah. You know, or if you're at the right truck stop, then it's not that much money, but you ain't gonna like what you get, what your options
Yeah,
are.
You
or
don't
the
really
right,
get
the
choice.
right Waffle House at a certain
Waffle
time.
House. Actually, I like Waffle Houses because I've so far I've never actually had the pay away waitress.
Yeah. Art Party, you are correct. It is a cannibal, but most of the native traditions hold that it is in fact a cannibal spirit and not a physical thing, right? Which is why they move with the wind. They still consume living flesh, but with their intangible teeth at piranha-like levels of speed. If I remember the legends correct, because there's some crossover where they do confuse them with depending on who's telling the story, like you're saying, they do get confused sometimes with like Sasquatches, for example, like or depicted as like ravenous Sasquatches, but that's not the case. According to the folklore, basically a Wendigo or a Wendigo, I don't like saying it the long way, I think it sounds stupid, are men. They were men once who got lost in the woods, went mad, and started, hungering for flesh or whatever the fuck it was that caused them to do this. But anyway, at some point, they committed this cardinal sin of eating the flesh of their own kind. And it began a process within them that eventually wasted away until they were nothing but hunger on the wind. If I remember, and again, it depends again on the tribal legend and on the specific people telling it, but I'm pretty sure that's how that breaks down. Which is why, it's shows like Supernatural where they show a physical creature, I think, are wholly incorrect.
Right. I have another completely off the wall thing. So the Australian continent's been occupied for what, 60,000 years, 40,000,
That's the claim.
29,000.
Yeah.
Right. There's a limit to that, right?
Mhm.
So travel has become kind of an issue with the whole archaeological thing because a lot of places aren't doing the whole traveling visas as easily as they used to. And so some archaeology students have started taking on reinterpreting sites that have already been done by looking at the artifacts from, like, say, the Smithsonian, right? They'll go through Smithsonian records, pick some random site that had been dug up back in the 20s or 30s, and go check it out and see what's still there, right? Because most of these sites were only visited once, and everything that was picked up was just put in a box over there somewhere in the Smithsonian, right? So these students have started. Hey, what's up, April? Welcome in, girl. Good to see you.
Welcome in.
These students have started taking up the samples that were collected back in the 20s and 30s, and when Area 51 got filled up with the Ark of the Covenant and all that crap. And they're doing their dissertations on the reinterpretation of earlier acquired archaeological finds, and then trying to get them verified by going back to the sites they were taken from and verifying that the site exists and that the dig took place and these things match what's there and the whole nine, right? And they came across this particular box of stuff and decided to do a thesis on it. And it turned out that it was from Australia, the western side of Australia, over there by the Wallace Line. And when they tried to get it, according to the documents they had, it had been dated to something like 68,000 years old or something like that. And that's extremely old for anything Australian. I mean, it's absurdly old, like another third older than anything else. And so they tried to get it, all the samples like tested and everything for anything that could be found from it. And when they told them what it was, they turned them down. They were like, we're not interested in hoaxes. That's an early 20s hoax. Clearly, we're not going to test any of it. And so they performed a fib. They changed where it was supposedly from, someplace in Europe rather than someplace in Australia. And the very first school they sent it to was perfectly willing to do all the tests. And everybody involved in the whole thing were absolutely electric because they found a new form of lithic technology, that a lithic tradition that was previously unknown in Europe, a brand new type of lithic item, a different type of scraper than's ever been found in Europe. It involved there was a piece of wood involved that they couldn't even identify what it was. They had no clue. They were absolutely excited. And then they had to tell them, it was like, well, it's from Australia. But it turns out it was like actually not 60 some odd thousand years, but like 78,000 years old, and may represent the very earliest contact of humanity of any description in Australia. That was extant, because the actual landing point would probably be under the ocean currently.
Yeah.
Most likely, yeah.
Well, no, the disparity Charles, the disparity comes from the fact that they were looking at Australian technology in the first place and trying to interpret it through a European lens. And it just shows how narrow-sighted they are, is the fact that they could identify that it wasn't normal for what they're used to looking at, but at the same time, they didn't even try to identify where it might have come from. They just declared new lithic technology in the middle of Europe instead of actually trying to figure out where this piece came from. They just trusted the paperwork, right?
Well,
but if they hadn't changed the paperwork, they wouldn't have done the testing.
It's probably less to do with Eurocentrism and judging the works of the past by the developments of people today.
Sure.
So if you look at the people, the Australian Aboriginal people in the past 200-300 years, not very advanced. So why would you ever assume that there was any advanced technology that could possibly have come from there?
Well, we're not talking.
But that's because
right. But you could look at modern Egypt
today,
and be like, well, how the fuck did these assholes build the pyramids?
Well, exactly. The people that exist today, all of the different ethnic groups and all of that sort of stuff, didn't exist tens of thousands of years ago. They were totally different.
So does this kind of play into the whole how there's some speculation on, I'm not going to say evidence because I don't have it in front of me and I don't know for sure, but some speculation on Australian Aborigines actually being a completely separate genome than pretty much everybody else of that skin complexion.
We can pretty much excise that from the conversation. We can reproduce with them, and there's no problem with their children reproducing after the fact.
No, I'm not saying that they can't reproduce with white people, but their genome is closer to whites than it is to like sub-Saharan Africans.
Sure.
Like the sub-Saharan African genome is completely separate from theirs. Like I mean, not saying that they can't reproduce. I'm sure they can, but that they are not, in fact, the same race.
Race, absolutely not. No, that's the problem I have with races. Races are kind of a joke, and they're stupid. People who talk about race are racist. That's what it comes down to. If that's their first consideration, they haven't thought very deeply on the concept of the human genome. And
I'm going to have to stop you there. The idea that, that somebody talks about dog breeds is a breedist.
Yes.
So when he talks about
absurd.
dog breeds as a breeder,
honestly, look. So years ago, I attended a talk with given by Edward James Olmos of Hollywood fame. Guy's been in tons of stuff: La Familia, Battlestar Galactica, fucking Blade Runner.
Like, Stand By Me, Lean on Me, which one was it?
Oh, yeah, great fucking movie.
Great movie.
Lean on Me, I think, because Stand By Me was the one with the body. But anyway,
the leeches on the balls.
Guy's kind of a legend in the acting world. Well, he was giving a talk at a local audience hall that we had, and I bought some tickets and I went to meet him there and all that stuff. And I was one of exactly 2 white people in the audience. The other one being the person who came with me with the other ticket that I had. And one of the things that he said during this talk that has resonated with me, this kind of stayed with me, actually, ever since then, was that he believed we should strike the word race from the language.
Yes, it's not a thing. Ethnicity is what you're actually talking about. Race is nothing but another way of describing family lines. It's not tribalism, it's familyism. And racism comes down to my people being better than your people, and it has nothing to do with color or anything else like that. It has to do with like culture and family distinctions.
Right. Well, he was talking about that, but he was also talking about how, like, particularly in the modern day, particularly in North America, we're basically all mixed on some level. We're all mixed. Now, specifically, he was talking to a room full of like Latinos, and when I say Latinos, I mean Chicanos.
All right. You just reminded me of something before we go out. I have found that Native Americans have discovered drill rap, and they're really good at it.
Nope.
They're really good at it.
So, point is he was talking to them, and one of the things he asked, because it was almost entirely exclusively that audience, except for me and my friend who came with me, and she's Polish, so very white, and he was saying, how many of y'all are proud of your native heritage, your Indian roots? Because Chicanos, Latinos, they typically have some mix of Native American in them, usually with Spanish or some other form of European. And he was saying, how many of you are proud of that? And the whole room, explodes. Everybody's like, yeah, viva la raza.
Guy over here,
yeah.
So me too.
Yeah. And they're all just like, viva la raza. And I was just like, I didn't raise my hand because I'm not, because the Indians I'm related to are a bunch of worthless shitheads. But
you win some, you lose some,
right? So, but then he stops the room and he says, how many of you are proud of your European heritage? Dead silent.
Dead silent.
Dead fucking silent. And I'm sitting here and I'm raising my hand up a little bit and I'm like, please don't fucking kill me. And he looked at him and he goes, why not? You come from there too. You come from Spain. You come from France. You come from Portugal. You come from these places. These are European places. These are white places. How come you're not proud of that heritage? because those are your ancestors too. And you should, if you believe in family, you believe in honoring ancestors, you should honor all of your ancestors.
All of them. Yeah.
And it was a hell of a talk, dude. This was a fucking amazing experience for me personally. And also I came out alive, so I'm very happy about that.
I think I may have watched
As a
some
non
part of-
sequitur, I'd just like to say only a ginger can call another ginger ginger. Thank you.
Get
No,
fucked, Ginger.
That's not the way that
You know what?
works.
You know what? Yeah, that is not how that works.
Oh, fucking ginger!
That's how that works.
You had no say.
Hey, I'm a day walker.
Yeah, just put on some fucking sunscreen before you get moonburned, bro. Calm
Oh,
down.
fuck that. I'm not even going outside. Ever.
I'm talking about from the screen.
Yeah, I'm fucking burning now.
He's looking.
Too much
He's
light,
looking
man.
like
And I'm
Josh
sat in a
Hartnett
pitch
at the
black
end of 30
room.
Days a Night, as the sun comes up, just from the
Yeah.
computer screen.
Man, I've
that's
got one
a
of those
spoiler.
QLED monitors as well, and the shit gets so bright. It's fucking mental.
It makes
I turn it
vitamin
on.
D
Instant tan. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. so bright it makes vitamin D.
Yeah.
Arden says the ginger supremacy will hear this. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they
Yeah,
have.
tell 'em.
This is not the first time I've told gingers to fuck off, and I've made my feelings very publicly known for a very long
Gingers
fucking time.
rise. That's all I'm
Starting
gonna
with
say.
my mother, who is also a ginger.
You're a day walker too.
I love my mom, but she is soulless.
You know, there's that. My baby mama's long lost her soul. Never had one.
All right.
Although
God.
you know, this is gonna sound sick as hell, but it's kind of sad thinking that that much tattoo art is going to be buried one day.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
that's true.
about that. She's a freak. She's liable to donate that shit to a fucking museum somewhere. She's a weirdo, man. Listen, last time she got married on Halloween, and everybody had to wear it was a costume wedding.
Yeah.
Think that shit through. She wasn't serious. None of that shit was serious.
Speaking of not serious, I think we're going to end the show with this little TikTok thing that I found that just made me laugh, and we're ending the show with this because it's not the sort of thing you start a show with. You know, but it is pretty funny. It is censored YouTube, so just chill the fuck out.
Calm down. Clutching the pearls right now.
So
They can
yeah,
tell.
we're gonna watch this little bitty mockumentary here because I think it's fucking hilarious.
Garrett McKenna. He's claiming that a doctor
Fucking-
accidentally switched his penis and nose during a surgery last month.
I was put under to get my appendix removed, and when I woke up, my penis had been glued between my eyes.
Garrett says the surgeon's mistake has turned his life upside down.
My penis is on my face now, and my nose is sewn to my crotch, so I pee from up here, and I smell from down there.
Think this is spoiled? I can't tell.
Let me see. Oh, that smells fine.
Garrett says he's having a hard time understanding how
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. What happens when he sneezes?
Oh, he gets to that.
Oh yeah, he gets to it.
The appendix is nowhere near the penis or nose, but they are medical professionals, and I trust that it was an honest mistake.
when asked for comment, the doctor who performed Garrett's surgery said this.
It was not an honest mistake. That was utterly intentional. I just wanted to see if I could do it.
And to make matters worse, Garrett was recently fired from his job.
My coworker accused me of masturbating at my desk, which is untrue. I was picking my nose.
He says the silver lining throughout all of this has been his girlfriend's support.
We said we'd always be there for each other through thick and thin. And this is really a testament to that promise.
Yeah, when I said thick and thin, I was thinking financial problems. His dick is on his face. There's no chance that I stay with him.
As a result of losing his job, Garrett says he no longer has health insurance.
I have one word for this, and don't Google it. Fuck licking.
I'm just saying, like, that looks like the kind of face that I wish we had some of the ladies here on panel so I could ask them direct. But is that or is that not a face you would be more than happy to sit on?
Right? That's some Deadpool love there,
Yeah.
baby.
I lost my health insurance, so the reversal procedure is pretty much out of my budget. But sneezing feels amazing now, so that's one good.
So,
girl,
there's no like point to this. There's no purpose. There's no lesson to be gained here from our showing this to you, audience. We just, this is kind of one of those I saw it, so now you have to kind of deals.
Yep.
It was the weirdest, funniest, mostly weird thing that I'd seen in some time. So I'm sharing it with you now.
Yeah.
So I guess calling him Dickface is not out of the question.
It's very interesting, very true documentary. Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing about that though. Like the bit where the doctor says, "Yeah, no, this was intentional. I just wanted to see if I could do it." Like, there are doctors out there who have that mindset.
Yeah. There's a lot of manglers out there that are just waiting. Waiting for
I
an
wonder what
opportunity.
happens if I take his arm off and sew it to his left butt cheek.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Why can't
the
a
whole
man
premise
have
of the
a
human
monkey-armed
centipede
penis?
comes from that.
I just wanted to see if I could do it.
Yeah.
That's Frankenstein in a nutshell, bro.
Pretty much.
That's every horrible thing that's ever happened. It wasn't evil. It was just curiosity, man. I mean, you'd do the same thing if you were there in that circumstance. Just like, okay, so according to my research, all I got to do is flip this switch and God is a myth.
So, well, that's enough internet for me for tonight. Yeah, I get it. I do.
Glad to have served you, sir.
I think that's a pretty good place to go out on to
do
end the
that
show on.
time.
Because I don't have anything else, and if I did, it would only get worse. That's what we do here. We escalate. So, anywho, thank you all for coming. I appreciate you. It's been a lot of fun. This is kind of what happens when we just sort of like riff and we have a good time with it, as opposed to having to sit there and parse out like all the horrible shit that's happening in the world.
And I didn't have to see Chicklet Teeth at all.
Yeah, I didn't have anything from her that didn't. She put out a couple of videos, but they were basically already covering things we've already covered. So,
Yeah.
It was
Just in more terrifying detail.
I don't know. I just kind of wasn't feeling it with her this week either.
Yeah.
So she'll be back, just not this week. That said, we appreciate all you guys. Why don't we start with Abe? What do you got? Show your shit. Let people know where they can find you on the interwebs.
Oh, you can find me everywhere. Abe's gonna get you. Check out my ex.
I don't want to check out your ex, dude. Not while you're watching.
I know, right? It's all
There's a
right.
whole
I've got
bro
a chair
code
in the
here.
corner. It's fine.
No eye contact.
Like, you can't see me doing this. It just like
Yeah.
puts me off my
Hey,
game,
bro,
man.
let's touch tips.
Sasquatch, what do you got coming up?
Tomorrow. I'm on the Blast Radius at 8 p.m. Eastern. It should be a hoot. Me and Cap always have a big time. Tuesday, I have the Naughty Corner with AJOT. She's going in a bit of a different direction, has been the past few weeks. It's been an interesting thing. I don't get told what's going on. I'm just along for the ride at this point. She's kind of doing all the things, so I'm just there to, as I guess, comic relief and to look stupid as a white guy. I'm not sure. Then the next thing I've planned is here next week, but at any random point I might be on Raging Tomatoes, I might be on 007s, I might be on the Powdered Dusty or Jack Talcott or any one of them. So just keep an eye out for my notifications, because you never know when it might be. It's on their schedule.
Indeed.
Thanks.
All right. As for myself, I'm kind of taking a little bit of a break for the rest of the weekend, unless Amira goes live on her channel, Exiled Linus 2. If and when that happens tonight, I'll be over helping out over there. But otherwise, I'm not doing anything till Monday. I'm just kind of chilling, all that, because
Nice.
we finished. I do game streams on this channel, and we just finished Stellar Blade the other day, so I don't really have a replacement for that just yet. So we'll see what happens. There will be a new game next week at some point, but for right now, no gaming tonight. I'm just taking it off. So other than that, whatever we ended up choosing will pop up next week. That kind of thing. Most likely would be something like Crimson Desert. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, Abyssal Musings will be back next Friday. We had to cancel it yesterday on account of circumstances. I got stuck at fucking work because well, I'm not going to go into why, but I was there for a good 4 hours past when my shift ended. So I wasn't able to do the show last night. And Larry was in the middle of this like massive storm that was really fucking with his internet service. So he wasn't able to go on as well. So it was just kind of a confluence of nasty shit that sort of prevented us from doing the show. But we will be back next week, next Friday. And also same thing happened with Beelzebub is Devil went out about the town and didn't do the show last night. So we'll be back on his channel, Beelzebub, for that also next week. And be sure to come back for more Screaming into the Void next Saturday. Not sure what we'll have for you then, but it should be fun. Should be fun. So thank you guys for coming. Thanks to the panelists. Both of their description links are in the description below. At least on my channel. I can't speak to Sasquatches. But that said, yeah. Thanks for coming, everybody. Appreciate y'all. We're gonna dip out now. Have a great night. And remember, it could always be worse. It could be raining flaming covers. Bye, everybody.
Bye.